everyone, welcome to this video. You are watching the March update of the Wardrobe Architect Challenge, which is a year-long, sew-along wardrobe redefining, consolidating project led by the lovely people over at Colettery. So since January, I've talked to you guys about that I wanted to embark on this journey to revamp my wardrobe, not just add more items to my wardrobe, but get rid of things that don't really feel like are me. I am at a point and an age in my life I feel like I want to have a more definitive style and really to put what I have in here up over here, if you know what I mean. We all have these ideas and thoughts about the person that we want to project ourselves to others and how we feel about ourselves inside, but it doesn't always translate into the visual aspects. So this has been my little journey, and I'm glad if you're watching this again, I'm glad that you're here to join me. If you're joining me for the very first time, I will put a quick link down below to the Colettery website where they kind of run you through the general gist of the project and the different elements of it. And over here I've got listed more or less what you're supposed to do for each month. I'm more or less following along, not exactly. I tweak a little bit of some of the things just to fit my own pace and what I'm making, but here's your rough schedule, and glad that you're here because today we are actually going to do the big reveal of what I will be sewing for my spring and summer wardrobe. Now, of course, I will need to be buying some wardrobe staples just to kind of fill in the items I'm not making. And there are certain items that are just not worthwhile for me to make because I can buy them at a good quality for a good price, so it doesn't make sense for me to sew every single item. But I've got some staple pieces that I want to slide into my wardrobe. So for those who have been following my crafty journey, you may know that I am an avid collector of vintage sewing patterns. I think, if you're a big crafty junkie, I'm not quite at your level yet, but I'm getting there, and I love my vintage pattern collection. I am always online, eBay, Etsy, kind of looking up the right pattern and things that I want. So I went in there and dug through and found a couple pieces that I think would be both functional and stylish and kind of fits the image I want to create, but also my personal aesthetic. And then I went down to the fabric store and I bought fabrics. So if you live in Vancouver, you want a quick detail about where I go to get my fabrics. Most of the time it is down in Hastings, which is the Dress Sew store next to Victory Square and Opus. It's a big warehouse, a little crowded, sometimes a little dark, sometimes full of people. But hey, that's what I love about it. I love digging through the bolts and bolts of fabric, and you can get some great discounts because I will actually quote you the price I spent on fabric and man hours or bunny hours not included, the price that my item will be once it's finished. So hope that you're comfortable, grab a coffee or a tea, and let's dig in. Alright, so let's talk patterns. Now, I want to start off with a couple of very simple basic pieces which are easy to sew, which can also be redone in a couple of different patterns, fabrics, to give different feel, to whether they're more casual items or they can be dressed up. So my spring and summer wardrobe items I'm sewing are not very complicated. And again, it's a way for me to ease myself back into sewing as I haven't done any real serious sit-down sewing in quite a long time, and I don't want to overwhelm myself with taking on a really big or complicated project. It's really about finding the quality fabric and doing the great craftsmanship to make an item a wardrobe staple that I'm really going to love, months and possibly years down the road. So to start off, I want to talk to you about this pair of shorts, which I am going to sew. Now, this pattern, I believe, is from the 80s. I mean, it looks very 80s, especially with the headband and ponytail and the whole styling of this. But this is a butterick pattern, and I was really attracted to this pair of shorts, which I think is so cute. The detailing makes this pair of shorts very unique, and depending on the fabric that you use to make this, can be dressed up or down. So here they've got it as, a sportswear, and it is a pair of shorts, so it's fit in here with the sweatpants and the sweatshirts and the tank tops and things like that. But I really envision this as being an everyday casual piece I can wear with my sandals in the summertime as well. And what's really great about this pair of shorts is that, number one, comfortable. We have elastic waistband, which, not everyone is a big fan of, but I think for casual, stay at home, or just quick running to the grocery store, elastic waistband is totally fine. It has the comfort of sportswear, but I love that this pair of shorts has this great detail on the side, which I believe is called a tulip short, or even tap shorts if we're using lingerie terms. And I think modernized, they've started calling it dolphin shorts. It's really just a split, an overlap on the side here of the seam, so it's kind of like a two-piece, and it folds over, creates this really interesting detail. Not to mention, I feel like if you're wearing it on a petite frame, it really helps to lengthen your legs. Now, it also has this interesting binding on the edge of the hem here that you can use in a contrasting fabric, or even a floral fabric, something different to add more visual interest to the simple pair of sportswear shorts. So, fabric that I'm going to use, I popped down to the fabric store and bought this beautiful, almost periwinkle chambray fabric, which is similar to a denim, but is more lightweight, is thinner, and it's great for things like tops or even bottoms without feeling very bulky and heavy. It has the feel of a woven piece of cloth, and it doesn't feel as heavy as denim, but it has a bit of that denim effect. And denim is back in full swing. 70s trends, denim on denim. You know what I mean? If you've been reading all the fashion magazines, that's what I've been noticing. So I bought this for the shorts, and then I also got for the binding of the hem this dark navy bias tape. Now, I'm not crazy about this bias tape. It feels a little thin to me. I may go back to the fabric store and just buy actual navy blue fabric and make my own bias tape for the binding of the seams and the hem, actually. But for now, this will do, and this did not cost me very much at all. So very simple to start off with. And then I went and dug up this pattern, which again is also very 80s, but I want to let you guys know not to underestimate a single item of clothing, even though it may be presented in a way that's very dated or may not suit your style. Things like this I will not wear all together in the way that they styled it way back then, but I would actually wear the skirt, either the short version or the long version singularly, with some of my own more modernized pieces of clothing and accessories, and it will turn out perfectly stylish, I promise. So what I decided to do is actually sew this simple flared skirt over here, the short version. So for that, I've decided on this beautiful stretch cotton twill peach fabric. I mean, look how cute this is, right? Peach is one of the colors I talked to you guys about in last week's video that I want to incorporate more into my wardrobe. So I went out and found myself some peach. Now, what's nice about the stretch cotton twill is that it is very much of a wash and wear fabric. And this one as well, the chambrays, they're very wash and wear. You don't need to fuss around with ironing them too much. They're just really easy to take care of and to have in your wardrobe. They always look good, classic pieces. And I love this in this bright fabric for spring and summertime. It has a bit of stretch, so it's nice and comfortable. It is not see-through. It's actually quite thick. I don't need a lining, like I said. Again, a very simple piece to work with. Alright, moving on to something a little bit more complicated. I've got here, I adore this. I adore the vintage illustrations on these vintage patterns. They just make me smile. They're so chic and cute. Now, it may not be exactly what it looked like on your body, but I mean, so cute. This is a vintage simplicity pattern from the 1960s, I believe. I feel like this is more of a sheath dress. I always get those confused. Sheath dress. And it has kimono sleeve. It has a slightly wider neckline, which shows off the neck and the shoulders without exposing too much. I love it has a darting here. It has darts right by the waist. You can make a belt for this, or you can buy your own belt. But I love the general silhouette. It's a very feminine silhouette. And it ends just below the knee, plus this pattern is actually a proportion pattern, meaning that you can actually adjust it to fit someone who is taller than the average woman or someone who is more petite than the average woman. And for that, I have actually already cut out my fabric a while back, and I wanted to make this in a stretch denim. So stretch denim, very easy to wear, very casual, so I'm taking more of a slightly more fitted design and silhouette and making it in a more casual fabric. This is a lot of stretch, so it'll be very comfortable to wear, but it's still formal enough that if I want to go to an event or I want to dress up, you know, just a little bit more than usual, this will do as well without looking way too stuffy and serious. So I've got that going on for the 60s dress. Now, a little something extra that I just found recently in one of my Japanese sewing books called Casual Sweet Clothes. Right here, I've shown you guys this book before. It is a Japanese book translated into English. I found this top, which I really love. I don't think they have a name for it. They just call it a jersey top with cape sleeves. Now this actually looks like you've got a mini caplet on your shoulders when you're wearing it, but it's actually just a really simple t-shirt style. But the sleeve, the pattern of the sleeve is quite long and drapey, so I think it'll look really nice. I have not found a fabric for this yet, so I've still got to go back to the fabric store or just dig around in my stash for that. But again, this is like a casual t-shirt with a bit more of an interesting detail to it than, you know, your regular old t-shirt with the cap sleeves. I can definitely see this being dressed up with a nice pencil skirt or even with some distressed jeans. I don't know, mix and match, you guys tell me. So that's what I'm deciding to sew for my spring and summer wardrobe. I feel like there will be a bit of shopping for some wardrobe staples, things like I said, which doesn't make sense for me to sew because they're not economical that way versus me making them myself. But as you can see, all of these pieces, the fabric are very affordable. I went down to the discount section and dug out what I thought would work for me, and I hope that you're excited to see the next update for April, where I'll be showing you maybe some of these items finished and also further sewing progress, or if there's anything else I've added to my spring and summer sewing repertoire. So until next time, drop me comments what you think about this project. Are you excited about any of the items? Would you wear any of them yourself? And I'd love to hear your thoughts. So come find me over on social media, also over on my blog. I'll see you over on Instagram. A lot of you guys out there right now, and take care of yourselves. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.